Welcome to ZoeTV. We have a great show today.
We are, as always, so excited to be here.
I know. It's
like
so
the start of the
fun.
week. And the weather's, it got hot last week. And now it's like really nice again.
It's going to be
This
nice.
weekend's was very nice.
Very nice. Yes.
We got a great show.
We do. I'm very excited to, well, of course, our resident of inspiration. She is inspiring.
She's inspiring because well, I'm not going to tell her age. Because
No.
She moves and acts like she's 35.
Yes, she does. And she's adorable and funny and fun.
She's living life how you're supposed to live life.
Yes.
Laugh, smile, have fun, don't stop moving, be active, have friends, eat healthy.
Yes, and you get to have fun with her on a weekly basis
out
on the golf course.
We
yes.
Get off campus, talk golf. We're having a good time.
Yes.
All right, and then the other segment is super important and vital to what this campus is trying to do, and that is move the needle on technology.
Technology, yes.
And Stephanie Hanson is going to be live in person explaining the new smartwatches.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited to learn about it.
I am too.
Because
I know enough to be dangerous, and I know everybody that's got theirs deployed has been super excited about it.
Well, and from what I've heard, it's pretty simple. It's not really...
Keep it simple.
And people are liking it. Yeah.
I'm excited. We got a great show.
Yes, we do.
We are so lucky.
Yes, we are.
To have Ruth Smith as this week's resident of inspiration. Ruth, welcome to ZoeTV.
Thank you. It's nice being here.
Wow. We love having you. When we heard through the Pershings that you were their nominee, I said, oh, Ruth Smith, that's my lady.
Yes, he did.
He has a lot of ladies.
Yes, he does.
I do, but you have a special place in my heart because you love golf and I love golf and we've been golfing. So we have a lot in common right now.
Yes, I enjoy that. I'm so glad that you said you're going with us.
Well, I couldn't leave you behind when I know you're a golfer, and we're having so much fun over at the Wigwam. So tell me, before we get into the rest of inspiration, what's been your takeaways so far on the golf stuff?
Can I be funny about it?
You can
Yes.
be you. Be you.
I'm the only woman with about 7 men. How can you go wrong?
You can't go wrong. And your pants from 30 years ago are too big. How many people can say that?
That's very true.
But it's so nice to get out in the sunshine and see the beautiful golf course and swing the club.
Well, you're doing great. You have, I think, led the group in the amount of chip-ins from off the green. We've been working on pitching and chipping, and I think you lead the group, correct?
Well, I wasn't keeping track of theirs. I only kept track of
everybody's.
mine.
Let me just tell you, you're the leader in the clubhouse. You're leading the way.
Oh, well, good.
No, we love having you. I think that you, being a golfer and having grown up playing golf, you started playing when you were older, but experienced golf, and you go up to Pine Top and you play, that you're seeing what we're trying to create, and the partnership we made with the Wigwam has been pretty cool, isn't it? To be able to drive up and they just roll out the red carpet for us, don't they?
That guy is fabulous.
We're like, we roll in there. We're like the hot stuff, don't you think? Pretty fun.
So when did you start golfing?
When I was 50 years old.
Wow, that's great.
I played softball before that. I got too old for softball, so I took up golf.
Well, you're very good at it.
That's great. Where did you learn? Here in the valley, or?
Oh yes,
Okay.
yes. Mostly up at Pine Top,
So
where we were fortunate to buy a home in Pine Top in 1978. So I learned to play golf there at a little semi-private club. We couldn't afford the expensive ones like White Mountain and Pine Top Country Club.
But you've got a nice spot up there.
Yes, it is.
You still go up every summer to this day.
Yes, yes.
Avoid the heat. And then when do you come back? When did you get back to Glen? In October? Was that when you come back?
Yes, usually from the middle of May until towards the end of September.
That's the perfect schedule.
That is a perfect plan. Well, okay, so you got nominated. What was your reaction? We love to ask that question because everybody usually says the same thing. Shame on them for doing this to me.
Well, no, I'm not surprised about Mel. Was it Mel?
Yeah.
Because he's a super guy.
Yeah.
And living in my court, we've gotten to know each other and his wife, and I've even hemmed up some of his pants for him.
Okay.
And so
Very much taking care of each other.
I was surprised that I wasn't surprised the person. I was just surprised that I'm here.
Well,
we aren't.
We aren't at all. I've seen
No.
your interaction with everybody on campus, and everybody absolutely loves you.
They
the
like
truth.
my jokes.
They
Yes.
like everything about you.
Your jokes are fun.
You have great energy. How old are you?
I'm 92.
No,
Yes.
really?
That's why I wanted to ask you, because nobody believes it.
I really had no idea.
Last May, I turned 92.
May what? When's your birthday in May?
31st.
Okay. Wow.
Oh, that's Kelly's birthday. My wife.
And mine's the 13th. So turning those numbers
We like
around.
May, don't we?
Well, I tell you what, the golf instructors and the people at Wigwam, when they caught wind that she's 92 and just walk in, no
I
assistance,
know.
and they just can't believe it. They cannot believe she's taking a full swing and hitting the ball she does at 92.
That's awesome.
I still use my walker. Well, actually, it was my husband's. I inherited his, and so I use it to go faster.
Yeah. That's just inspiring.
And it's saved me a couple of times.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I didn't pick up my feet.
Right.
Which
Well,
is,
we all do that. I
Yep.
mean,
So tell us, Ruth, when did you come to Glencroft? What was your journey to get to Glencroft?
well, I grew up in Glendale.
Okay.
And lived in Glendale until I got married, and then I lived in Phoenix. But I had family here, and I knew numerous people that had family that lived here. So when I was, after my husband passed, I got tired of taking care of a house, and I'd stopped playing golf by that time. So I said, I'm ready for people.
Right.
So that was my main, well, I always known about Glencroft, but my main reason is I was losing a lot of my social life.
wow. And so when was that you moved in?
5 years ago.
5 years
in
ago.
November.
Okay.
Okay. Wow.
Very good. So you came here 5 years ago. You've lived, as we all have, through this 2020 fiasco. What is your perspective on 2020 as a whole? COVID, everything that's happened. I mean, just what is you're at 92? You've seen a lot. Where do you put 2020 in relation to what you've been through?
Well, it's one of the worst.
Yes.
I have family that are compromised, and so you worry about them, and the social activity is different
Sure.
because you're not in big groups.
right.
So I'd rather it not ever have happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
I would go with that. That's
a good statement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Well, I
second
think
that.
we're all in the same boat, and hopefully we're about to turn the page on it, and we get to 2021, and we all can have learned a lot, and it's time to move on.
Yes.
All right, so it's about that time. We got a few minutes left, and we've delayed long enough. This is a big moment, because next week, whoever you say right now is going to sit right there.
Well, I am nominating Nancy DePaul.
Okay.
Oh, good. Okay.
And I think that a lot of people feel the same way I do. We know how hard she works at the marketplace and what a good job she does.
Yes.
I work as a cashier with her, so I see her reaction with the residents, and they all like her. And you know, she can be in her office and can tell if I get swamped at the cashier, she's right there to help.
Very good.
Or if a resident needs help reaching a shelf, she can't reach it, but she knows when they need help.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, she's in tune to all of that dynamics of that whole thing. Yeah, I see her in there.
Well,
She's,
that's
she
And then
does a lot.
she's also a very good friend.
That's
Oh,
great. Now,
that's so good.
and you kind of took this train of the resident of inspiration away from the court that we've been kind of circling around.
Yeah,
so I think
that's
it's
right.
A good, we
That's
got
right.
out of
That's
that.
good. We were
So we're
talking
going
about
from
that.
court 4 to court 1.
Well, that's good. Now we're going to move around in a different area. That's important.
I might also add that she has an aunt that lives here, and she's very good to her aunt to help.
Oh, that's so. Where does her aunt live?
Court 8.
Oh, okay.
That's very good.
That is great.
Well, I'm looking forward to meeting with her and enjoying the time that we get. I mean, these 10 minutes go fast because we try to pack a lot in and understand what brought you to Glencroft and kind of how you were navigating the COVID waters, and then get to the important stuff. So I think that your perspective, because you are so energetic and so, willing to try almost anything. I think that's my big takeaway of this one is,
Yeah, and
if
fun.
I say to her, hey, we're going to go try this, she's the first one that says I'm in.
And she's always happy and smiling and
And my
Pleasant.
daughters are very happy that I'm here too.
Now, where are they at?
One lives in Phoenix and one lives in Pine Top.
okay.
Okay. Very good.
Do you see them often? I'm sure.
Well,
up in
one
Pine
of
Top.
them was there 4 months with her.
Okay.
So I don't see the one that lives here because her lungs are real bad from
Okay.
asthma.
Sure,
Oh.
sure.
So
Yeah.
she's
Staying safe.
she doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't. I talk to her every day or so, but
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sure they're all very proud of the way you handle your business because you get out and move, and that's half the battle.
It sure is. Keep moving.
yes, you're right.
walking.
Laughing. I laugh a lot, and that's good. I understand. Good for my brain.
It is
That's
good.
good
It's
medicine.
good for your brain.
What did you say your name was?
There you go. We just got smarter.
See,
together. That was
it
actually
made us
funny.
laugh.
Yes, it did.
Ruth, you're amazing. We loved having you on the show. And your
Well,
nominee is equal to you, and we look forward to seeing her next week. So, Nancy,
Yes.
buckle up. We're going right here.
Wow, here we are.
Important
Another-
guest.
Oh,
I mean,
she's
important.
so- very important.
For this campus, what we're trying to do, this is like very important.
Well, not only this, but what she does
Oh,
other than this, because she has been doing things before
we're
this.
going to hear
so-
all
figure
about
too.
this one.
Yes, and she's our hallmate friend.
Right
so
there. That's it.
We're neighbors,
we are neighbors.
right in the middle.
Yes. So welcome, Stephanie.
Thank you so much for
Hanson.
having me today.
We are so happy you're here.
Thank
That's
you.
right. So Stephanie Hanson, tell everybody your title so they know who you are when you're walking around. What is your
My official title
Yes.
is data analyst.
data analyst?
Yes.
Ooh, I know.
Sounds impressive.
It-
I get
it
the
is.
data, I analyze it up,
Okay.
send it out, then it's good to go.
Very cool. Data
And
analyst.
then we get the data, and she has already analyzed
Yeah, and
it.
once it's been analyzed, then we try to understand her analyzation of it.
Yes.
Is that the flow?
Lots of conversations, yes.
Yes.
Lots of conversations.
Yes, I hear her.
That's very cool. Well, Stephanie, thank you for being here. So let's
of
back
course.
up. When did you come to Glencroft?
I have been at Glencroft, it was a year in August, so a little over a year now.
Okay.
Yeah,
And you have a fellow family member that has been here a long time.
I do.
Let everybody know that they'll
Everybody
know.
can finally know that you're my dad.
Oh, that's so. You broke the news like this.
Oh,
you know
That's
what?
great.
though.
That's
My-
good. That's
my
good.
dear-
So-
In the eyes.
My dear mother is our resident director, Charlene Shores. She has been here for quite a while. She knows the place well.
She
right,
does.
That's right.
She's
Very cool.
fabulous.
So where were you before Glencroft?
I worked at an alternative high school called E Institute.
Okay.
Yeah, I was there for about 9 years. I was a teacher, an operations manager, kind of did the whole spectrum
So
around
you've
there.
kind of seen everything.
A little bit of everything.
Circle of life. Little kids.
That's
what we're dealing
right.
with here.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you know, Ross says this is just like a school
Well, that's
with
right.
older
It's
skin.
basically like a middle school.
It's
Yeah.
probably the same, right? A little bit.
Exactly the same. Yes.
Exactly.
That's good. All right, Stephanie. So beyond everything you do, this has been an initiative that you guys in IT have been working on, these smartwatches.
Yes, absolutely. We've been working the last 3 weeks to deploy all of our smartwatches out to our wonderful residents, trying to sit with them one-on-one to show them how to use the watches, and we're in our last bit now,
That's
getting them
great.
all out to everybody.
So what's the percentage you guys are at in terms of deployment? How many do you think on campus are out?
probably about 80 to 85% at this
Nice.
point. Yeah.
Great.
Wow, good
We're at
work.
the tail end of it.
That is cool.
It's going really good.
And this has been a project you guys have been working on for a long time. This isn't
Quite a
just
long
like a
time.
month ago you decided to do something like
This
this,
is the
right?
fruits of all of our labor, finally getting these out into the residents' hands, which has been really exciting.
Very good. So back up and just explain what the watch is, what it replaced, because it was the alert system and that, right?
Right.
So what was the idea with the watches from the beginning? What's
The idea was, well, with the old Emperor systems, as a lot of people know who had them out there, they're kind of hard to get on the charger. They're really, really loud. And they're kind of getting to the end of life here next month. So we've been trying to think of what would be the best thing to replace this. And a smartwatch was something that we really thought would be ideal because it has a little bit more than just that one function, which we thought would be really useful to the residents to not have to have a watch and have something to wear around
Right.
their neck. So
Right.
it's all in one. You get, the date and time. It has a pedometer on it, tells you the temperature, and of all that, all important, being able to call for help.
Right.
In addition to that, with the old Emperor system, it called a third-party call center. So you connected to somebody completely off campus. They may not have even been in the state. I don't know. So then they would connect you with security. And then if you needed 911, then 911 would need to
there
be
was a
called.
lot of
So there
steps
was,
in place.
there was
I didn't
quite
know
a few
that.
steps.
Okay.
And then it really only worked here. So with the smartwatches,
So if somebody was at Walmart and had a problem,
yeah,
they
that wasn't
couldn't-
going to give
they-
them any help.
no help at all.
Right. And that can be a problem because people go off campus and things happen and
Sure.
you
Right.
may not have your cell phone on you or it's dead, and then you have this thing you can call for help. This goes directly to our security offices. It's assigned to each individual, so we know who it is calling if they can't talk for whatever reason or they can't hear to speak. It works just like a phone. It dials the security number once the countdown is over. So they can talk to the security through their watch. So let's say they lock themselves out of their apartment, they can use the watch to call for help with that as well.
Oh, that's great.
So it
That
has
is
a lot
great.
of really good functions to it, which is
That's
helpful.
really important because I've gotten a lot of questions on the watch in the security function is, if I fall, is that the only time I use that? And I think that's a really good, you
That is. You
showed
can,
that
you can
because
call it anytime you need
anything
security.
you need. Now, transportation in terms of pickup from security, is that another?
It's going to connect you the same way as if you used your cell phone.
Oh, great.
So it's a little bit of a shortcut. If you're out about campus and you see some shenanigans going on you need to report, you can do it right on your watch.
And how do you do it? Do you just touch the watch, or is it?
There's actually a couple ways. So I'm going to show you guys. There's one thing that we've had happen a lot is sometimes the watch can die just like a phone.
Sure.
Right.
And you have to put it on the charger. The charger is really simple too. It just kind of sets right in place on there. It's magnetic, so it holds the back right
Okay.
to it. But if your watch dies and you charge it, it'll show 100% when it's done. But you have to remember to turn it back on. Yeah,
Okay.
so they'll see it's 100% charged and it's not working. So there's two buttons on the side here. You can see if you hold it like this, and this is at the top, it's on the right side, and there's a top button and a bottom button. So to turn it on, you have to push and hold that bottom button until you see the words come on the screen. Once you see the words come on, you can let go and it'll start loading up. And kind of like a phone or a computer, it takes about 30 to 45 seconds for it to fully come on. And it's back to functional when you see the time back on there.
Very cool.
So
I think that's
that's
good
a
'cause
key.
You've had a
key
few
thing.
hiccups with people not realizing they had to do that.
Yeah, and it's understandable. As
Sure.
when we're first showing them, they ask, do I need to ever turn it off? And no, you don't ever need to turn it off. But if it dies, you do need to turn it back on,
Makes sense.
which is definitely an important piece of information to know.
What's
Yes.
the charging time on it? Once it's on the stand, how long does it usually take to go
If
from
it's
off to 100?
completely dead, it takes about 2 to 2.5 hours to charge back up.
Okay.
So, and another key thing is that when it loads up here, I don't know if you can see the
Yeah.
full face on the. Let's see if I can get my right and left correct here. So on this side over here, it shows you the battery life. So right now it's 87%.
Okay.
That little icon will turn red when it gets to 20% or under.
Okay.
So I would recommend if it's getting to that point, if you're already at home, go ahead and throw that thing on the charger so it doesn't die.
Okay.
That's good.
So, and then once you're on here, on that middle circle there is your pedometer. So that counts your steps for the day.
And people are
Nice.
really using that. I've
It's
talked
a
to a
really
lot
cool
of them.
function.
They love
It
it.
is.
I
That's
think
great.
sometimes people don't realize how many steps you take just to get not
That's
that
right.
far away from you. And then
Right.
it automatically resets at midnight. So you get your count back to 0.
I think that feature is going to really pay dividends with what so many are trying to do with Zoe Life and move and count their
makes you
steps
more
and keep
aware of
track.
it.
And,
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's our
Right.
goal with them down there is you got to be more mindful of the way you're moving. And I see them all now like, well, okay, I can tell you how much I
Yeah.
move.
Yes.
So it's super cool.
And that's a really cool thing. I'm going to show you how to call for help on this. But first, I wanted to point out that this is a water-resistant watch. So you can wear this in the shower, and it's not going to hurt. And
Wow.
that's something that is really important because that is where a lot of falls and slips
Absolutely.
happen.
Yeah.
And, you know, you leave it on your counter. If you were to slip in the shower, can't
Yeah,
reach that. So
right.
you're fully able to wear it in the
That's
shower
great.
without worrying about it affecting the watch. Which
Now,
is,
how about the pool? So many of our people swim. Should they take it off, though, in the water?
I would
there?
recommend
Okay.
taking it off in the pool.
Okay.
It does have a water resistant feature, and it says up to, I think it's 5 meters,
Okay.
something like that. So it's if they forget that one time, it's probably
play
going to be
safe,
okay.
let's-
But to play it safe, I would
Right.
take it
That's
off.
good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So there's a couple ways you can call for help on this. This is a touch screen watch. So if you see that little red blip
Yes.
down there, so you swipe up, and then you just tap it, and it begins a countdown. So it's a 10-second countdown, so it gives you plenty of time to tap that cancel button if it was an accident. So it's not an
Okay.
immediate,
That's
and we had
good.
a lot of people concerned that they would accidentally tap it and it would,
Right.
they'd have people knocking down their door.
Okay.
So you have that opportunity. And, swiping, if you're not used to a touch screen or if you don't like it, which some residents don't, there's a second way you can call for help, and that's that top button up here. You just push and hold the top button, and it automatically starts that countdown.
Wow.
So you have two options. That way, whichever one you prefer, you have that opportunity to use the one that you like.
That is
After the countdown reaches 0, the screen goes black for a second, and then it pops up a phone number. It looks exactly like if you're calling on your cell phone.
okay.
And then it will connect you to one of our security officers.
And then when you're done, it'll automatically hang up and go back to the home screen on the watch?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you call other numbers, or is this
Just this number.
That is so fabulous.
Isn't it cool?
I like that it's
Yeah.
very, I don't want
Simple.
to use the word dummy down, but the functions are very simple.
Right.
You call for help, you keep track of your steps, and here's the time. And I think I know people are loving them. I mean, the feedback I got is, man, these are incredible.
Yeah. And plus, they look cool.
They do look
And then the
cool.
other really neat thing is because this is Samsung, you can actually order different bands on Amazon.
Good.
So if you're a resident, you've kept your box. It says right on the front of the box, it's a Samsung Galaxy watch, and then you can see on the bottom, it's either a 42 millimeter or a 46 millimeter. This one right here is a 42. The 46s are quite a bit bigger.
Okay.
So you just want to make sure to put that number in, and then just add watch band. And there's hundreds of watch bands to choose from.
That's a good point,
You
because
can
we've talked
switch
to
'em
some
out.
residents, and they're having a hard time sometimes with
Yeah.
the clasp and whatnot. And I know they make so many that just
They have
snap shut.
Velcro
Yeah.
ones, they have magnetic ones.
And they're cheap.
They're about $10,
Wow.
give or take, depending on how fancy you want to get. Like I ordered this one on Amazon, and it's metal, but you can get ones that are nylon,
Sure.
different fabrics, and you could switch them out, and you can call us to help you switch out the watch bands.
Oh, that's super nice, you
you-
guys. So what happens, let's say, worst case scenario, they lose it, they break it. What's the process?
So you just want to contact either Resident Services or myself. My direct phone number is on the back of the booklets that they got. That goes directly to me. You can send an email. If you lose it or break it, all the residents signed a release when they got the watch. If it malfunctions because there's something wrong with it, we of course replace it for free. But either way, whether there's a cost because it happened to be your accident, or if it is something malfunctioning, we'll get you a new watch.
Nice.
I think it's just amazing.
I-
And that's why we're the
it's
Center
so
for
great
Modern
and
Aging.
so
We got to have some technology on these
simple.
wrists.
That's
Yes.
exactly right. We're in the Star Trek days now.
Man,
Finally.
Michael Knight, kid, come. Security, pick me up. 5 minutes. I think it's fantastic.
Locked out again.
All right, Stephanie, we appreciate you being here. I think it's
Happy to
super
be here.
informative. I know this is your baby, so
This is my baby. My little baby.
Yes.
you're not my
well,
baby. I want to clarify from the beginning.
Steve is not my
My
dad,
dad wasn't.
just to be clear.
That's good. I appreciate it. All right, thanks, Steph.
You're welcome.
What a show, Kay.
It was fabulous.
What a show.
Yes.
I say it every time, but today felt good.
Yes, we haven't had a dud.
I don't think we have had a
No. I mean, even when we spoke with the president.
That wasn't a dud. That
He
was
ca-
that was a coveted interview.
Well, you didn't let me finish. I said he came through also. So we have not had
No.
a disappointment.
I think that we bring out the best.
Is
in
it us?
I'm just saying.
Well, I guess that's the one common
we
denominator.
draw. You know, we've learned a lot. You're in
Right.
radio.
Right?
I just like talking to people.
Yes.
And we know how to
We like
pull
to
out this
learn.
heartstring. We tug
Yeah.
on the heartstrings and we get out the real emotion.
Is that what it is?
That's what I think.
The
it is.
heartstrings we're tugging on?
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Well,
good.
whatever it is, it worked today.
It did work today, and Ruth Smith, resident of inspiration, did not disappoint.
No, and you're right. She acts 35.
She's
and
unbelievable.
when she said 92, I
Jaw hits the
honestly
ground.
couldn't believe it.
Okay, I got to say this because we do spend a lot of time together.
Right.
And when I bring her over to the wigwam, and that shuttle walks up and they roll out this red carpet for our, I mean, literally, they roll out the red carpet.
Wow.
They physically got a red carpet. They roll it.
No way.
It's unbelievable.
That is
And
unbelievable.
Ruth comes down, they're so quick to grab at her and do that, and she's, get away from me. I'm
I see that.
perfect. Let me be. And they say, what are you, 75? These guys don't really get the power that our residents have at that
I
age.
know.
She says, I'm 92. Back off. I got all this.
It's
And
so
she just jumps on
inspiring.
the golf cart and goes. Mm-hmm. She is fun to have around.
Yes.
And her resident of inspiration next week,
Oh, I know.
I am excited.
It's going to be another good one.
She's going to be fantastic. Okay, off to Stephanie Hanson.
Yes. Wow. I think the watch is really crystal clear. It was so easy to understand, and I liked that you had 10 seconds to cancel, because how many times have you clicked the wrong button
Well,
and went, uh-oh, too late?
I've done that on my cell phone. You
oh,
push
so
and all of a
many
sudden
times,
emergency
but
call.
this is
They've
so
really
good.
thought of everything.
They really did, and
that-
simple.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's simple. I think that the watch screen is big enough to see it. I
Yep.
think that the applications are just what you need. You need
Right.
emergency. You need to know your steps, because that's our movement on this campus, literally. It's trying
Uh-huh.
to get people to move. And I think if they would have put too much on that watch, it would have been over the top and people would not
Right.
be receptive to wearing that kind of technology. But
Right.
this is so straightforward.
I think we need one. You know how many times you get lost just finding your office?
That's very true.
Yeah, so that could be really helpful.
That's good.
Okay,
That's good.
I'll remind you of that.
All right, Kay, we got a big week this week. Monday, today.
Oh,
What do we
yes.
have today, this afternoon?
Well, we have a special add-on guest for the university.
Add on.
Her name is Lisa Riley Payton, and John and I had the privilege of interviewing her on the radio last week, and she's phenomenal. I mean, I don't know about you, but taxes are a subject I hate to think about. But she made some points really crystal clear. And the Arizona tax credit is one of them, that why you can actually, if you're filing as a married couple and you pay Arizona taxes to this amount, you can claim $4,965 because you can give to the schools, to the military, to foster care, to a
Right.
qualifying organization. And if you wanted to max out and designate all your taxes where they go,
Right.
you can do that.
That's amazing.
It is amazing.
So she'll be there today.
She'll be
this
there
afternoon.
today, 2 o'clock.
And we're
in
going to
the
have it on
university.
Channel 4 as all the lectures are.
Right.
But I know the in-person, that room fills up quick. So
Well, and I will say, she really likes questions. So if people have questions,
yes,
there's a number, right? They can-
Absolutely.
What's the number?
they call in. They're going to put it at the bottom of the screen right now.
Oh, okay, good.
So we'll
because
post that.
I think that's an important part.
The number has been used. I think everybody's been a little reluctant watching at home because I know we have a lot of viewers that, because I've talked to them and say, I watch it from my living room, I like it. And the phones have been active, but not what they could be. And I think as
Right.
people get comfortable with watching it and feeling good to call in,
Right.
I think we'll get more of that. But I'm with you. I think something like this, facilitated by questions, you get a lot of momentum going in a lecture
You
like
do.
this.
And who doesn't have tax questions, really? I mean,
I don't think that's possible.
I
I think the
agree.
government has tax. They should be watching
They
and calling
should be,
and understand
yes.
what's
we'll
going
send
on.
it to them. Okay.
So we have a big week. The weather's turning. The walking paths are open.
Yep.
Hours of operation. It's Thanksgiving. So there's a few little, I know, right? Crazy. There's a few closures. I know the Performance Center is going to be closed Thursday and has a half-day Wednesday, but I think,
And
as
what
always,
about Friday?
Friday's open.
Open, okay.
Carrie's got slides up, I'm sure,
Okay.
showing everybody. But if anybody has questions on Thanksgiving hours of certain things, please reach out. What else, Kay?
Well, I have one more thing. I
What?
know I've said the past few weeks that I have some pen pal letters, and I have a few more left, and I've had some really good response. I
That's
mean,
great.
I haven't read the letters because most of them are sealed, but the people who picked them up, I actually had somebody call me just yesterday and say, wow, it's so fun. This young woman that she's writing to
Yeah.
is awesome. So
That's cool. Well, my final note is Buffy the COVID Slayer.
oh gosh, yes.
I've had a lot of feedback
Yes.
on Buffy, almost all extremely positive, which is great.
Right. It was a great reminder.
The feedback was, man, that was really good information that was easy to execute.
Right.
And I'm still simming on the remnants of all her paint from her
Oh.
mask demo, so that'll be fun to have on my chair.
That will be nice.
And it's a
to be
reminder, don't
wearing.
touch your face, because
Yes.
every time I see pink paint now, I know better.
You do. Good.
So if you want to see that again, we've been re-airing it all last week. We're going to have it available on the website. We're going to use that content and repurpose it a lot of different ways because it's important stuff.
It was really good. She made it, again, simple to understand.
I think
so.
it's great. And with that, we bid you adieu.
Goodbye.